both doing?
Well, how are you?
I'm going to say I'm doing excellent. We're talking about a good movie that made me laugh a lot and uncomfortably laugh a lot. So I'm going to say thank you. I am curious. I think my most important question is up first. How much does it actually cost to be in a movie with Eddie Murphy? Like, what did you pay Netflix to say, let me work with Eddie?
I promised them my firstborn child.
That was it?
Yeah, that's all.
Got it. Promised them 3 kids, so we'll see how that plans out. We're operating.
But being serious, like, I love Eddie, and I know you both love Eddie, and I also love Jonah, and I'm just curious, what is it like actually, like, getting to work with them in a movie like this? Because Eddie is the fucking GOAT. Sorry for my language.
The apology is unnecessary. He is the fucking GOAT. It's nerve-wracking. It's, for me specifically, because everybody on that set is so experienced, and I am the youngest and the least experienced. So I was sitting there just being like, I hope they don't find out today is the day that I just didn't learn how to act. So I'm just always trying not to make mistakes.
Working across from Jonah, because that's who I was working with most of the movie, overwhelming because I'm a big Jonah Hill fan. But it became cool because we just started to build a rapport. But like initially, I was just like, I can't believe this is happening. And I was just walking in every day, like basically what Travis was saying, just hoping I didn't mess up. Like we would do cuts and I'd be like, did I do enough? And he'd be like, you're fine. I'm like, okay.
Well, I want to be specific. I've seen Jonah work on set, and he is amazing at improvising, and he is just so in the moment. And you have key scenes where you're talking in front of mic, talking podcast, and you are talking about real issues. And I'm curious, how much are you diverting from what Jonah originally wrote and finding things in the moment? What is that like, trying to keep up with him?
It was tough. You know what I mean? Like, this is my first movie, and I'm playing across from Jonah Hill, and he's sharp. He's very sharp. So, like, the first couple of days, it was like, I would go home like, Sam, you gotta step it up, you know? Like, but I feel like I got there, and we ended up finding a really good rapport with one another.
I definitely want to know for both of you, what was it like watching the film for the first time? Because there's so many, like, cringe moments I watched, and I'm like, oh my God, please stop talking. With certain characters and what they're saying, and I'm just curious what it was like for both of you.
I hate watching myself.
That's what I was about to say. I don't like watching myself.
As soon as I come on the screen, no matter what's going on, I burst into a sweat, and I just sit there and melt into a chair. And then at the end of the movie, I'm acting like everything was fine. And I'm like, oh, I love everything I did in that.
Yeah.
No matter what.
Do not like watching myself at all. As soon as I start talking, I'm like, shut up. What are you saying? So it's like, I don't even know if I have a real perspective, because once I'm looking at myself, my brain is just like melted.
I agree with you. When I see interviews with myself, I'm like, cut away. Just, you know what I mean? Move on. They're not here for you. I'm curious. If I'm not mistaken, you worked on SNL for a while, and I'm curious, what was the sketch that you got on air that you were still surprised you were able to get it on air?
Honestly, anytime I got a sketch on, I was surprised, to be quite honest, because it's just such a tough job and it's so hard to get anything on. But I mean, I don't really have like a specific one. Like the one we did with Eddie, the Velvet Jones one, was just, I was like, I don't know if they're gonna let Velvet Jones come back, because nowadays he's kind of a controversial character. So that was kind of surprising, but like dope.
I definitely have an individual question for you. I am a big fan of Dave.
Thank you.
And I'm curious what you can tease for a certain upcoming season that may have just finished filming.
April 5th it comes out. I'm not allowed to say the guests that aren't announced, so I'm just excited for everybody to see it. This is the most fun season to film. I had a great time.
Well, the thing about the show is it feels like it's been getting bigger as it's been going on. I would imagine it was easier to get guest stars and people to appear this season now that people know it.
For sure, 100%. I had my first adult white woman fan out yesterday at a Bottega store. That was insane.
That's cool.
She was like probably mid-60s, and she like turned the corner. She said, "Oh shit!" And I was like, "Oh no, I'm going to jail." And she was like, "I'm such a fan of the show." I was like, "Oh, okay, thank you. Please say that louder so nobody else is But yeah, that show's grown so much and it's done so much for me, so I'm so thankful for it. But I enjoyed filming this season the most.
A question for both of you. I love learning about the behind the scenes of the making of shows, TV, everything. For you people, what do you think soon-to-be fans of the show will be surprised to learn about the making of the movie?
a lot of the time we weren't making anything. We were just sitting around. All the scenes we shot, I feel like we shot twice, and it was like, all right, we're done.
Yeah, maybe surprised to find out. I think people might be surprised to find out like how much we were all like hanging. I think sometimes people think, yo, they shoot a movie and they just all go to their trailers and like sit there till it's time. And I've been on sets like that, but this experience was like we would hang out and talk like and kind of forget that we were doing the movie.
Yeah, we forgot we were doing the movie.
And
Hang
then
out,
be like,
and then we're like,
oh yeah, we gotta
film?
go shoot because
All
we've
right,
been
cool.
talking and kicking it so long.
Yeah, I thought Kenya did. I really liked also the editing between scenes. The way, like, he, obviously you know what I'm talking about. But I got to go. On that note, I'm just going to say congrats on the movie.
Thank you.
I wish
Thank
you
you.
both nothing but the best.
Thank you.